right. Thank you so much for downloading today's episode of the Red Pill Investor. My name's Carl Krenzel, here to help you with your real estate sales skills. Thank you so much for downloading today's episode. Boy, I'll tell you, if you're joining me from Sell More Homes Now on YouTube, then please join me. Feel free to scoot on over to the redpillinvestor.com and you'll find over 500 episodes, including this one, episode number 544, the 5 ways Amazon and Turnkey will change real estate. Boy, I'll tell you, in today's real estate game, there are changes every day. And today, boy, I'll tell you, I've got some great news for you. You know, Amazon joined with Realogy and they formed Turnkey. If you hadn't heard this, let me read the quick press report to you. This is out of Madison, New Jersey, yesterday, July 23rd, 2019. It says Realogy Holdings Corporation, the largest full-service residential real estate services company in the United States, today announced in collaboration with Amazon the launch of Turnkey, a new home buying program that simplifies the process of finding and settling into a new home. Now available in 15 U.S. cities, Turnkey combines Realogy's real estate expertise across its well-known and trusted brands, including Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate, Century 21, Coldwell Banker, ERA, and Sotheby's International Realty, which just happens to be yours truly's realty. That's where I currently am licensed, in all fairness. It currently goes on, says, with the ease and convenience of Amazon's home services and smart home products. Boy, I'll tell you, this has been something that people have been waiting for a very, very long time. Everybody knew that this day was going to come. They just didn't know when it was going to be. And it turns out that that day was yesterday, the day that Amazon decided to step into the real estate game. Let me tell you a little bit about this and what Turnkey offers. If you're not familiar with it and you don't know much about this program and why this is important, let me share a little bit more with you about it. It says it offers connection to experienced real estate agents. Turnkey seamlessly connects home buyers to one of the best real estate agents within their city or neighborhood of choice. Matched according to the home buyer's profile, Turnkey agents who are affiliated with one of Realogy's trusted residential real estate brands have been selected based upon their exceptional customer service record and local market expertise. Let me read this for you, okay? In case you're not familiar with this, in relocation business, in real estate, if you're not a real estate agent, in relocation business, okay, typically companies require you to have a certain level of expertise. You have to have a certain level of years in the business and in that marketplace before you can qualify to be on their relocation team. It's not like you can be Johnny come lately guy that just got out of real estate school and now you're in relocation. No, it's not like that. You've got to have some experience. And the reason why is because when Amazon and some of these other large companies do relocation business, they have high expectations for their relocation agents. And they're not going to put somebody in there that's going to screw up. So think this through. It says that they're going to be using based on their exceptional customer service and local market expertise. What that basically means is how long have they been in the market and how many homes have they sold. They're going to have a set level, right? So here's the benefit. It says it's a free Amazon move-in benefit. Upon closing on a home, Amazon connects the buyer with services and experts in their area to help make the house a home. Valued from $1,000 to $5,000 in complimentary products and Amazon home services, courtesy of Realogy. The Amazon move-in benefit includes a selection of Amazon home services to customize a new home, such as deep cleaning, a handyman to assemble furniture, hang pictures, install shelving, or mount a TV on a wall, and much more. A curated suite of smart home products installed by Amazon or Amazon vetted professionals. Peace of mind with the Amazon Happiness Guarantee. With these benefits, Turnkey is truly a beginning-to-end home buying program that seeks to raise the customer's expectations of what it means to buy a house and to make it a home. Now listen, there are some really important things I think you need to take away from this. By Amazon stepping into the market, this creates an entirely new level of accountability to hundreds of millions of Amazon clients, as well as the agents that could potentially serve them. Right? They're trying to increase the expectation that you have as a consumer of what you can get from an agent. Now, when you think about Amazon, what do you think? I mean, you think about efficiency. If you know anybody that works at Amazon, and chances are you might even know somebody who who works at Amazon or works for them in some way, you know that they have a very strict record, right, of efficiency. And they're not going to allow a lot of screwing around and whatnot, so they're going to have that same level of expectation from their agents. Let's talk about how this affects everybody. It says the new service called Turnkey is a way for Realogy to tap Amazon's growing customer base, which by one estimate includes half of the United States households as Prime members. But for Amazon, it may prove to be a path for introducing more of its devices into homes, such as Ring doorbells and Alexa speakers. Now, when you think about it, okay, that's really good for them. Okay, it gives Realogy an opportunity whose stocks were suffering here recently. It gives them a chance to go into a brand new consumer base. Coincidentally, when they did that yesterday, Realogy's stock went up 25% in a day. I mean, wow, boom, it shot up. It worked out really well for Realogy to do this. And when you think about it, for Amazon, it works out well for them too, because more homes that are sold, that gives them an opportunity to increase more home services and have a lifetime type of life of cycle with this client. But let's talk about how this affects the real estate market at large. With 23 years of real estate experience, I got to tell you, I've worked in a lot of different facets of real estate. I've been obviously an investor. I've been a broker, an agent. I've worked in REO, where we're selling bank properties. I've worked in relocation, and I've seen a lot of changes over the years. But I can tell you that this is a huge change. There are 5 specific reasons why I think this is a huge change and why you need to know about it. Let me go through them one by one for you. Point number 1, it creates competition for Zillow for lead generation. Absolutely. Point number 1, it creates competition to Zillow for lead generation. You see, currently, people many times will go to Zillow to find a house. Okay? Agents pay for leads from Zillow. And there hasn't been any competition to Zillow for this, for some time. Now, because of this, their ability, Zillow that is, to harvest leads and then sell them to real estate agents as well as premier advertising placement has been a major source of income. I mean, when you think about it, if you're a real estate agent, you know that there are a lot of people, maybe even you, who are paying Zillow a lot of money for access to buyer leads. Now, Amazon, with over 300 million accounts, has given a free benefit for someone to use their partnered agents, as opposed to an agent who isn't with Realogy and a Realogy affiliated company. Now, look, I mean, people are still going to look to Zillow to get values and things of that nature. But if they're an Amazon customer, okay, they can get up to $5,000 worth of benefits if they use the agent recommends for free. Now, this is a big problem for Zillow's advertising in my mindset. Sure, there are other agents who aren't affiliated with Realogy, or a Reality affiliated company who will still advertise with them. Okay, there's still agents out there who aren't part of Sotheby's or Coldwell Banker or Better Homes and Gardens. Maybe they're with Remax or whatever, and they're still going to advertise with Zillow. But if the buyer lead that they get from that ends up using as an Amazon agent, referred agent, well, that's quickly going to get frustrating. I mean, could you imagine if you're I'm not picking on any company, but I just know that Remax is not a Reality affiliated company. So if Remax, let's say, a Remax agent, was going on Zillow purchasing leads, and then they obtain the lead, and the lead says, well, great, I'd love to use this Amazon benefit. Are you a Reality agent or whatever? Well, actually, I'd love to work with you, but I've got this referral. I'm going to get this, my Amazon agent's going to get me this money so I can get this, my couch or whatever, right? I mean, how long could you be an agent paying for leads and have that happen before you get frustrated? I mean, currently, there's no talk about putting Reality listings on Amazon, but, if this move to create a program for buyers works well, it's not hard to see how this could expand into a program for sellers as well. And although this program is designed for buyers, it will undoubtedly attract a move up or a move down buyer seller, right? I mean, that's the homeowner who's looking to move, who happens to be an Amazon member, who could feasibly use an Amazon referred agent to buy a home, right? And then that agent could potentially end up with that listing as well, right? That being said, this could further create competition for Zillow as well as iBuyers, right? Why is that? Well, point number 2, the second reason why this is going to change the nature of real estate. It changes the paradigm of selling your home. Okay, look, I've done this for a very long time. And there's been a shift in the way people approach selling their home over the years. And this is another shift. Okay, in the market that we have today of iBuyers like OpenDoor or Zillow, it creates another option, another compelling reason to potentially change their plan. I mean, think about it. Some homeowners who consider an iBuyer approach many times use them for their convenience. Okay, they pay a premium for the convenience of closing at a particular time or under certain conditions. If their home's a certain way, who knows? But if they're also buying, well, then this increases the odds that they will meet an agent. Many times people will choose OpenDoor or something like that because they're wanting to buy another property. They need a convenience of closing on a certain day, and they don't want to hassle with, inspections or this or that, but they want something that's a little bit, better than what a local investor can pay. So they'll talk to, OpenDoor, Redfin type thing, Well, what'll happen now is this gives them an opportunity to meet yet another agent, a Reality affiliated agent, and then that's going to give them yet another opinion, another opportunity to take that business. And many times, if the agent is skilled, they can handle those types of objections. I found out Amazon has over 300 million users. I mean, they own Whole Foods, Ring, PillPack, as well as other home service companies, right? And roughly half the money you get is in credit between those two areas. It's between home services and technologies. Now think about it. This is how it's changing the paradigm of selling your home. When the market is good, like it is now, people devalue agents and their usefulness. Okay, we've had an extraordinary period of growth. And that leads a lot of people to feel that agents aren't really necessary anymore. Times are changing and, that sort of thing. And maybe this is going to be the death knell of realtors, blah, blah, blah. Everything's the death knell of realtors, right? Well, look, this extraordinary period of growth, well, this will change. When the market becomes tougher and homes aren't selling as quickly or as easily as they currently are, people tend to rely on the services of an experienced agent or a broker, right? When times are good, people don't mind paying less and getting less service. They don't mind. Because after all, the agent, quote, doesn't do much, right? I mean, they don't have to do much. But when the market is tough, okay, companies that provide full service thrive. And discount brokerages tend to shrivel and die. Believe it or not, it's counterintuitive. You would think that if the market's doing poorly, then a discount brokerage would do well. And that full service brokerages would do poorly. But in reality, it's actually the opposite. And the reason is obvious. Many times, if you're in a discount type brokerage, you don't necessarily have the skills to generate your own business or the skills to necessarily handle a tough objection handling, a tough commission objection. And so if you can't protect your commission, you can't generate leads, it's not unheard of when times change for those businesses to go out of the woodwork. I mean, they just die, right? And when the market changes and becomes harder, iBuyers like OfferPad and Redfin and Zillow are going to have a harder time making money on real estate brokerage or rehab. Yes, it's true. When the market changes, they're still going to be around. I'm not going to deny that, but it's going to be harder for them to make the same kind of money. Point number 3, the third thing it changes, right, is it adds a comfort and technology centerpiece for your home. Now, what do I mean by a comfort and technologies? Well, it becomes extraordinarily easy for one to buy a home and equip it with the latest gadgets, clean the house, get it all put together, easily installed, everything, just for using a referred agent at no cost to them. It's just simply a benefit of being an Amazon member. Now, look, for you, many times, many of you may be in this particular circumstance. I'm not sure, but you certainly know somebody who works at a company that has a relocation plan. And, if you want to move to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, let's say your job's moving you there, and they say, well, look, we've got a relocation team that's going to give you a couple choices. They send out a couple different agents for you to choose from, and then they handle the whole thing. You don't have to pay for anything, and then you get some of that money back. Just why? Because you happen to work for that company, or because you happen to, have that plan or whatever. But when you think about it now, if you're an Amazon member, you have this benefit simply because you're a member. And with the addition of blockchain technology, smart contracts, and other technologies on the horizon, it will make it extremely easy to buy a house. Amazon partnered with Lennar on new homes in 2018, outfitting them with smart technology. And by making these moves, it allows Amazon to get more fully connected with you and your home. I mean, think this through, right? You watch Amazon Prime on a couch you ordered by Amazon while Alexa is in the background after you just got same day delivery of a cute little something your wife found yesterday on Amazon.com, right? I mean, Amazon is getting into virtually every aspect of the home. Why not the purchase? And eventually, the sale. They're trying to make it easy and comfortable with technology. Point number 4. Today, buyers. Tomorrow, sellers. See, although they have not talked about putting Realogy brokerage listings on Amazon, why not? As I mentioned, this is an expedition into buyers, but there is ridiculous amounts of money to be made within this entire process. I mean, think this through. Lead generation, both buyer and seller. Mortgage lead generation, buyers as well as sellers refinancing. home services, technology, and much more. I mean, when Zillow started, okay, it wasn't considered to be much. I mean, people didn't really think much of it. But look at it today. Amazon is much, much bigger with a much, much bigger customer base, and they're offering services in the easiest section to start. Buyers. They aren't offering potential values of your home or anything like that as a lure to get you to use their service. No, you're already on their service. They're marketing it to you already. While we're talking about the future, let's talk about point number 5. Point number 5, the future of Amazon and real estate. You know, I brought it up briefly a minute ago. Reality brokerage listings are not on Amazon. They said they've not even talked about it yet. Well, I find personally that'd be hard to believe. I mean, that would seem to me, if I was a natural salesman in the room with Jeff Bezos or one of his people, I would be desperately trying to find a way to get my listings on Amazon.com. I mean, they may not have talked about it, but man, you'd be silly to think it wasn't the elephant in the room. I mean, it's undoubtedly the future. That's the logical next move. And if that happens, well, then think this through. You've got motivated home seller lead generation. That's the goose that laid the golden eggs, amen? Right? You got mortgage lead generation. That's another moneymaker. I mean, possibly more Amazon Mortgage, right? Maybe an affiliate like Realogy will provide mortgage type services. You take this one step further, you got blockchain, smart contracts, all in the near future. Perhaps locating your home on Amazon, being able to complete much of the transaction via your computer without ever leaving your home unless you wanted to, maybe that's in the future. I'll tell you folks, this truly is a monumental change to the real estate industry. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to leave your feel free to leave your comments in the section below. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to share with you some calls that I made and a couple of the lessons that I learned. And if you've got some time, I'd love for you to sit in with me and go over some of these calls that I'd made recently in my prospecting session so you can hear exactly what I heard. And that way you can go ahead and maybe hear a few things that'll help you in your path as well. So anyway, listen in to these calls. All right, so in this call, we're going to briefly talk about how to explain what it is that you do and how you got your number and all that. If you're using the Red X dialer system like I use, then you'll know that many times you'll get people who will want to know how you got their number or what it is that you do and how it all works. And sometimes it's a little difficult to explain if you're a realtor. Listen in as I explain how I work to a homeowner when I explain to them I'm looking for a home to buy.
Hello?
Hello. Oh, hi, Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Oh, hi, my name's Carl Krenzel. I was calling about your house on Lehigh Drive. Would you ever consider selling that home to me?
Excuse me?
Yes, sir, I'm sorry. My name is Carl. I was calling about a home you own at... I was calling to see if you would ever consider selling that home to me. Would you?
Are you a realtor?
Well, I'm a realtor who buys property. I'm a broker here in town at Sotheby's International. I'll tell you the reason why I'm calling. There was a property that I wanted to buy that I missed out on here recently over there at 610 South Harvard. And I know that, when a home sells in the area, usually 2 or 3 more sell right away. So I just thought I would call everybody who's owned a home for more than 5 years in that little subdivision right there to see if they've got an unwanted home that they would consider selling directly to me. Have you ever thought about selling that?
No, I'm not thinking about selling right now either.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's a great little property in a nice little area. So,
Yeah.
since I got you anyway, do you know anybody here in town who's got an unwanted home that I could buy for cash?
Are you a flipper?
Well, I'll tell you what I do. I buy them. Some of them I flip. Some of them I rent out. I'm not intending on living in it. If that is the ultimate
well,
question, no, I'm not intending on living in it.
It just depends on what you're willing to spend. If you're looking to, get lowest value on a property, I don't
Well,
know.
no. I mean, the price is not so much the issue because I mean, price just depends on when they want the money. I mean, if they want the money all up front right now, like in 2 days, well, then obviously the price is going to be one thing. But if they don't care, if it's, hey, make payments over time, then I can make a full price offer for that matter.
What is
it just kind of depends on.
What's the name of the real estate company you work for?
Yeah, no problem. So my license, I'm a broker, and my license is hung with Sotheby's International. But I'm calling on my own behalf looking for a property.
So you're not a licensed real estate guy?
No. I am a licensed real estate agent. I'm a licensed real estate broker, and my license is hung at Sotheby's International.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But for the purposes of our call, our conversation, I'm not representing anybody but myself.
Okay.
For that matter.
All right.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, listen. And you said, did you know of anybody else who's got an unwanted home? Or
no, I don't know anybody that would want to. I mean,
Okay.
Oh, I do know somebody that wants to sell, but they want full value. So.
Okay.
And it's
Well,
not
is it here in town or?
Excuse me.
It's here in town?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Is it in pretty good shape?
I don't know. It's somebody I had a casual conversation with recently,
Oh, okay.
and they said they were thinking about selling, so I'm not sure what the story is on it.
Well,
but
if
that
you
would be
want,
the only person.
I mean, if you want, if you're going to talk to them again, my number right there on your caller ID is my cell.
I don't have a
feel free to. Oh, okay. All right. Well, no worries.
Hold on one second.
Yeah, sure.
So, how do you spell your last name?
Yeah, sure. So I'll give you my whole name. It's Carl, Karl, and my last name is Krenzel. It's kind of long. It's Kren as in November, T as in Tango, Z as in Zebra, E as in Echo, L as in Lima. Carl Krenzel. You can Google me if you'd like, but I've been here in town over 20 years. I'm over at Sotheby's International. My phone number here directly is 520-403-6227. And, if you happen to know of somebody who's got an unwanted property, I mean, it doesn't really matter, if they want full value or something. That's something I work with. It just depends on the condition and the terms and what they're trying to accomplish. So, if they've got a property that they're wanting to sell, have them reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk to them about it, okay?
Okay. And
I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today. And let me tell you, I've done this for 20 years. I talk to people every day, 5 days a week, 3 hours a day. I just call people up in random areas and in certain areas that I'm wanting to buy in, and I call them up and talk to them. You've been the nicest guy I've talked to all day, and I just want to say thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, sure.
God bless you. You have a wonderful day.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Whew, I'll tell you, it's always a great day. Now, in this particular call, what we're going to do is we're going to talk to a fellow who has some property that he wants to buy, some land, and another property that he knows a friend has that is looking to sell. This is why it's critically important that you take a lot of time to go ahead and ask the extra question if they know of anybody else who might be interested in buying or selling some real estate, or if they know of anybody who has an unwanted home they'd like to sell for cash or some variant of that. Listen in as I talk with this fellow about his property and potentially selling it and what it ends up to be.
Hello?
Hi, my name's Carl. How are you?
Good.
I'm not sure if I have the right person, so I apologize in advance. I'm looking for the owner of a property on Haynes Street. Last name might be... Have I got the right place?
That is me, yes.
Oh, perfect, Mr. My name's Carl. I was calling to see if you would ever consider selling that home to me. Would you?
What inspires you to contact me?
Yes, sir. No worries. My name is Carl Krenzel. I am a broker over at Sotheby's International. I buy properties here in town. Have been doing it for over 20 years. There was a property that I missed out on not far from you over there at 610 South Harvard Avenue, and they fixed it up and they recently resold it, and so I missed out on it. I know when a home usually sells in the area, people see the signs and they get to thinking about it. So I just thought I would give you a call, reach out to you today, to see if the thought had ever occurred to you to sell your property. And if it had, I'd be interested in purchasing it. Have you ever considered it recently?
No, I've thought about it specifically due to my kids getting older.
Sure.
So I'm not in the position right now. I still got, one in high school, and
Oh, okay.
so and it's been very convenient. And when I say if I considered it, we've discussed as a family what our future, what would it be like, whatever. But
Sure.
we've not said anything about. There's never been mention of selling the property at all.
Okay, no problem. All right, well, listen, since I've got you here anyway, do you know anyone in the area who might be open to an all-cash offer on an unwanted home?
No, I don't.
Okay, no problem.
I don't.
Well, listen, I appreciate you taking my call today.
I've got your number. I have your number.
Okay.
I know potentially. I mean, not, and I say potentially. The reason why I say this is I don't know.
Sure.
But I don't know anyone literally right now that's put their house on the market. Let's say that.
No problem.
But
well,
there are
you
people that are in positions in life that might be interested. So if I have that conversation and if they're interested, I will forward your contact information to them.
And that's all I could ask. I appreciate your time, your patience, and your prayers, Mr. I'll be praying for you. I wish you nothing but success.
Do you specifically look in this area, or are you all over?
Well, I'm all over Tucson. I mean, Tucson is where I work, but I'm especially familiar with that area. I grew up not far from there. I went to Santa Rita High School myself, and I had friends that lived there in York Estates and right there across the way in Terra del Sol. So I'm real familiar with the area. I've lived here.
Just in Midvale area?
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, I love Midvale.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking, I know somebody that has some greener pastures, shall I say, in the near future.
Oh, okay.
That he's going to be up and leaving the dry. He's tired of the brown.
Yeah.
and he's going to be moving to Texas.
Okay.
I will share your information.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, if you don't mind. Is this your? It looks like this is your landline. Is that correct?
this is a landline, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say this is my cell phone here. If you want to just pass it on to him.
Let me
my name
write
is
it
Carl.
down. Carl.
Sure.
Let's see. I'm going to write it down here. Karl.
Yes, sir. And it's 403.
I'm sorry. Say it again.
Sure. 403. 6227. The local area code 520-403-6227.
Carl, what's your last name?
Krenzel, K-R-E-N as in November, T as in Tango, Z as in Zebra, E as in Echo, L as in Lima. Carl Krenzel.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been here in town for over 20 years, and if they'd like to get an idea of what the open market might bear for their home or how much I might pay for it cash, then feel free to give me a call. I'll be happy to help them out in any way I can. I've been a broker here in town for over 20 years.
Cool. Do you have any insight on land, available land? And
oh yeah, there's tons of land available.
Let me just throw out what I have an interest in personally. I don't want a huge amount of land. It'd be nice to have something of maybe 4 or 5 acres. Doesn't have to be too far. Obviously water on it would be really nice. I'm not looking at building. I want a retreat to get away. Throw up a shack or even a mobile home, specifically just to have a garden to get out of the city in the evenings or the weekend, but not so much I'm going to develop it into a custom home or anything of that nature. I just looking for something that,
How far out were you wanting to go? Which direction?
It could do, anywhere from. I look at anywhere around from the Sonora, all around.
Well, I mean, there's a fellow that I had talked to just the other day, and I mean, this happens all the time. I mean, I talk to people like yourself every morning, 5 days a week for 3 hours in the morning. I call everybody and talk to people. So I was talking to a fellow just yesterday Friday, I guess, who had a property up there in down there south over there by not Sarita. It's the Sarita area over there by Madera Canyon. He had like 4 acres, and he was willing to do an owner carry back on it. And, you could probably put a mobile on it or something. I mean, that kind of thing. Is that what you're kind of thinking about?
Yeah. I'm just trying to find something that's not too far that I can create a little oasis in the desert, I'm not going to get the rolling river creek or anything like that close by.
I understand what you're saying. Well, when were you looking to do something like this?
I don't have any rush. I'd be interested in knowing what is specifically, what would move me to go say, yes, I want to do something like this and make it a simple, convenient payment options, monthly payment. Because as I said, I got a high schooler and one in college, and then the other's going to go to college, and just yada 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 of my financials. But it's an interest that I have. And what kind of price range were you trying to stay in, or monthly payment were you trying to stay in? I don't know. I've never bought land in my life. I've never looked into what, even asking somebody, hey, what do you pay on a monthly? It'd be nice to see under $100 a month, but I don't know what if that's a viable, or is that a very low price or what? I don't know. Why don't I do this? Why don't I go ahead, grab your email, and then what I can do is I can just a little bit later on, when I'm done with my appointments and stuff, I can go ahead and hop on the MLS and just pull up a couple quick things that might be examples of things that sound like what you're talking about. And that'll kind of give you an idea of what the price ranges are and the locations and things of that nature, and amenities, water, etc. And that way you can kind of know what to plan on. Would something like that help you? Yeah, it would, because and here's the other side. I mean, 25 plus years ago, I was a custom builder, and so I'm not looking at buying the lot for $80,000 to make an oasis. If you understand what I mean. I want it low price, convenient, and something fun to go. Just get out of the city, But I understand. My email is. Okay. No problem. Well, let me go ahead and save that right there. And what I'll do is I will go ahead, like I said, a couple hours from now, I'll pull up the MLS and see what I can find, something, a nice little cheap getaway, and that way it'll give you some ideas about what you can plan for in the future, because I'm always doing that sort of thing myself. Does that help? Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. No problem. And I appreciate you. Thank you. God bless you. And I hope you have a wonderful day, okay? Thank you much. All right. Bye-bye. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
In this call, I probably took a lot more time than I needed to with this person, but I felt it was kind of important to share this and Because, I thought to myself, if this person has this question, well, then maybe somebody in the podcast had this question as well. So I saved it. That way I could answer the question for you. Comes about when you're starting to talk about trying to start your own business, especially if it comes to being a rental property management type business. Listen in as I discuss with this investor about some of the homes that she's got and what her question to me was. The reason why I think it's important for you to address this when you're prospecting is because these questions come up in the public, and it's a good idea, I think, for you to take the time because you never really know where it's going to come from and what's going to happen from it. Because I've had people, I promise you, and you've heard this on a previous podcast, I've had people call me back and say, hey, I've got to thinking about it. I had your number on my caller ID and I just called you back because I was thinking about it. Let's sell this or let's do that. So business begets business and kindness comes back around. So listen in as I take a couple extra minutes out of my day to help a random person on the phone with a real estate question. And I think this is a good thing you want to start in your business as well. Listen in.
Hello?
Hi.
Wrong number.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I was calling about a house that was for rent over there on. Have I got the right place?
Oh, yes. This is. I actually got the house.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize. Yeah, my name's Carl Krenzel. I'm a broker over here at Sotheby's International. I got the wrong information. I thought it was owned by somebody else. Are you the owner of that property over there?
Yeah. What can I help you with?
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. The only reason why I was calling is I was actually just calling to see if you folks had ever considered selling that property. Have you?
Yeah, I don't want to sell. Are you?
Oh.
So you're a broker. Where do you work? Do you work in the?
Yeah, I'm a broker. Well, yeah, I'm a broker of Sotheby's International. That's how I got your number. I've got the tools and stuff, but I was calling to see if you would consider selling it to me. No worries. Well, listen, do you happen to know if anybody else here in town who's got an unwanted home I could buy for cash?
For cash? How much are you willing to pay for it?
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, if it's, I'm not going to go above market value. I mean, if that's the question. I mean, I've not taken a look
What's
at
the
your
market
home.
value?
I've not seen your home. We're talking about the house in particular.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, I know that homes in that area are really going up in value depending on the condition it's in. Is yours yours is a single story, correct?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. I mean, if you'd like, I could stop by and take a quick look at it if it's vacant right now. Not like right now, but like soon, and I could take a look at it, kind of give you an idea of what the open market might pay for it, and then what I would give you for it.
Yeah,
that way you'd have
I was kind of on the cusp between renting and selling. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So I am an investor, and Patty's a good friend,
okay.
and Patty's a good friend, and she passed it to me basically.
Well, that is a good friend.
But she also needed it. I mean, her mom's dying. There's some circumstances there.
Oh, God bless her heart.
So I wasn't sure as to whether I was going to rent it or sell it, but I have a good deal anyway. But I do have a question for you. I am actually we own about 12 homes in the family, and I'm thinking about opening up a property management. But first, I just want to do rentals. I don't want to sell or buy. My question to you from an expert is, I wanted to know, do I need a broker just to rent, to do property management, but limited to renting?
That I believe the answer to that is yes. I mean, I'm not 200% sure because I don't do property management myself. But, the Arizona law says that, all agents have to be registered. I mean, if they're going to be active agents, that is, have to be registered.
I don't have a agent license. I just want to own a property management company. And I want to manage.
I see. So are you talking about, I guess you're talking about a couple different things. I mean, are you talking about owning a property management company?
Yes.
Or are you talking, so if you're talking about owning a property management company, If you're talking about managing other people's properties, is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about managing other people's properties?
Yes. But
Okay.
only
So
rentals, not selling and buying.
Right. So even in the rental business, okay, if you're talking about renting other people's properties, then you need to have a real estate license. And if you have a real estate license, okay, if you're going to be active in the business, regardless if it's, commercial real estate or land or, residential homes resale, new home construction or property management, right?
Yeah.
All agents have to be licensed to one designated broker in that company. Now, that would mean that in order for you to be managing other people's properties, you'd need to be an agent. And then an agent, if you wanted to start your own property management company, then you'd need to be a broker. You need to get your broker's license. And you can get your broker's license, I believe the current requirement is after 3 years here in Arizona. So, I mean, now you could feasibly buy a management company with a broker in place, but that would be extraordinarily expensive, et cetera.
Yeah.
So,
Now, could I hire a broker?
Yes, but that also would be extraordinarily expensive. Because
I have a kind of an interesting perk. So my husband's a Mercedes-Benz engineer, and so I get a Mercedes-Benz for free pretty much every year. And I was thinking if maybe that tied into a salary, I don't know, that may be something that would be interesting.
The reality, I think what you're talking about is I mean, I can only say this from my perspective, and since you asked for my opinion, I'll give it to you. Sure. I've been a broker and an agent here in Tucson for over 20 years. I've been a broker for 20 years, and I've been an agent for 23, right? And I've also been a managing broker of a real estate firm. And so what I can tell you is that a license, especially a real estate license, and a broker's license at that, okay, is extraordinarily valuable to people who have it. And the reason why is because many times people like myself, right, I'll be very honest with you, I have no college education. I'm dumb as a post, right? But when it comes to buying and selling, when it comes to buying and selling real estate, I know all I need to know when it comes to that. Well, not all I need, but I'm fairly confident in that. And the good news about it is that because of my license, I can make a pretty good living, better than actually, many people, my wife included, who's a college graduate and a nurse practitioner.
Right.
And that's kind of frustrating for some people. And so, when you think about it in the totality of that, for over 20 years, I've been doing this. And that's just millions of dollars that I've made in my life, right? And I'm only 49. And when you think about it, if I lose my license, and as a broker, here's the key. As a broker, you're held to a higher standard, okay?
Yeah.
So if something goes wrong, if somebody complains to the Arizona Department of Real Estate or blah, 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 then I can get fined for that quite a bit and possibly lose my license, which would mean that as a non-college graduate at 49 years old who can't, list and sell property, and then I'm just only, limited to my investing, then that would reduce my income quite a bit. So I'm not anxious to do anything that would cause that to happen. So when people say, gosh, I'd be willing to pay a salary and, this or that, that's great, but it also has to go in line with the risk that I take for my license. Because if I'm going to work, let's say not you in specific, you and I, but let's say if I was going to work for somebody in that kind of capacity, for a salary or whatever, then I would have to let them know, and I'm sure pretty much any other broker would have to let them know right from the outset that there's not going to be any kind of shenanigans or this or that or the other, and that it's going to go this way and this way only. I'm going to tell you exactly how it's going to work. And many times people are not really anxious to.
brokers usually call the shots, right?
Well, yeah, they have to, because ultimately they're the ones who are responsible. So, and let me give you a real good example. Let me give you a really crystal clear example of a minor thing, right? So once when I was responsible for some of the stuff, I was a managing broker, right? There was a piece of paper, a status report form thing that got signed inappropriately, right? It got signed at the wrong time and in the wrong order. Because of the wrong signature on one piece of paper, it cost a $5,000 fine.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. $5,000. Split between 3 people. 2 brokers got $2,000 fines each, and one assistant got a $1,000 fine. That was an agent. So the brokers got $2,000 fines each, and the assistant got a $1,000 fine. And that's for one piece of paper, one signature that got screwed up, and the customer complained.
Oh my God.
So, and I've heard tales of people getting, I mean, because that's the way the Department of Real Estate does it. They do, increments of 5, 1, 2, 5, 10, and $20,000 increments for your fines. And so, when you start talking about having somebody manage your stuff, it's important to understand that there's an awful lot of risk, not from you. I mean, great. I'd appreciate the money, appreciate the car, or whatever you're going to give somebody. But the real fear that any broker has is the Department of Real Estate. That's their true fear, because that can take their license. And if you take their license, man, I'm back out there slinging at QT. I'll be the manager behind the counter there. So, yeah, man, that's the way a lot of people look at it. So. All right, well, listen, hey, I got to get going. Do you know of anybody who's got an unwanted home that I could buy for cash since I got you here?
I can think about it. I have your number. I can always text you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is my cell phone here. Feel free to give me a holler anytime, okay?
Yeah, if I change my mind, I don't know what I'm going to do with this house.
What's your name again? If you want, my name's Carl Krenzel. I mean, if you want, is this your cell phone?
Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't I do this? Let me, I've got this little card thing that'll show you a little bit about me or whatever, but if you get to the point where you are wanting to just kind of get an idea of what the house is worth, or, maybe what I might pay for it or something like that, then feel free to
I know what it's worth.
Just reach out and give me a call here.
I'm curious of what you would offer. But
so here's
what it's going for.
Let me just text this to you right here. Let's see. So we got iPhone. Cool. That'll make it easy then. Boom. Here, check this out. So on your iPhone, it's coming to you. Bam. There you go. So a little presentation about me. Yeah, no worries. So it'll tell you a little bit about me and how the process works, and if it should change or somebody else, hey, just shoot them that to me. I just send that to them. I'd appreciate it, okay?
Sounds good. You're a good businessman.
All right, Claire, thanks for taking my call, and I hope everything works out with your new company, okay?
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Take care. Bye-bye.
People don't believe me when I tell them that it's actually fun to prospect. I mean, it all depends on your attitude and your approach going into it. I mean, many times people have this fear that prospecting is going to be something horrible. But more often than not, people are just nice. I mean, they're rarely mean, and many times they'll have a question that actually is kind of nice to talk to. So that's a great opportunity for you to think about the way you do your business and your practice and your day. What kind of questions do people come across for you, and how can you address it? Listen, if you've got anybody you know of in the Tucson area, let them know that I'm here to help. Please feel free to refer them, call me, email me, or DM me if you've got a property to sell here in Tucson or know anybody who needs some help. I'm happy to help them in any way I can. Thank you so much for listening on this podcast. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much for sharing it and all the DMs, the messages, and the emails that you've been sending to me. I appreciate you so much, and I hope you have a powerful sales day. Bye-bye.